How's everyone doing today? Akili Damone Height here. Just wanted to touch bases with everyone. Hope you're having a good day. As we get closer to the official launch of my novel, Lucid, on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, which is going to be March 6th, I wanted to dig a little deeper into the story and the meaning of lucid, as well as lucid futurism. So lucid futurism here, as you can see, lucid is an acronym. Life ultimately continues in dreams. And what lucid futurism is, it's a combination of lucid dreaming and Afrofuturism. So in a nutshell, lucid dreaming is when you wake up in your dream, so you actually become aware while you're dreaming that you're dreaming. So not sure if, I know a lot of people have had these. I've spoken to people who have lucid dreams all the time, and that's definitely a blessing. I don't have them all the time. I've had them a handful of times, but that was enough for me to say, wow. Let me dig a little deeper into what these dreams really mean, because it's really like you're stepping into another world. Once you become aware that you're dreaming, it's like a liberating experience. First, it may kind of freak you out because you're like, wait a minute, this seems real. Everything around me seems and feels real. I can smell things, I can touch things, all your senses, or your five senses are awoken, or they're waking up. But then you have those 6 and 7 sense that you don't have in the waking world, the telekinesis, the ability to fly, the ability to walk on water, the ability to kind of, tap into, other things and become aware of phenomenon and activities that you would not necessarily become aware of in the real world, and I use that in quotes, real world, but in your waking world. So if you've never experienced it, you will one day. I mean, there are techniques to induce lucid dreaming and become aware of that. I can dig a little deeper into that in another video. However, the concept of Afrofuturism is basically seeing the world, the future, from the perspective of the African diaspora, black people, basically. So it's just like a science fiction, fantasy genre, but from the perspective of black people. No racism, just like most genres or most sci-fi or fantasy stories have traditionally been from the perspective of non-black people. Afrofuturism is just showing it from the perspective of black people. The mother of Afrofuturism, her name was Octavia Butler, so look her up. She wrote many stories. She was writing science fiction back in the 70s. So she's considered the mother of Afrofuturism. Also, Afrofuturism is not just literature, it's music. Check out an artist by the name of Sun Ra. He passed away back in '93. However, he was kind of like on the same vibe as he actually came before, like George Clinton, Parliament, Funkadelic. So they created their art, created their music from an otherworldly perspective. So that's just Afrofuturism in a nutshell. But it's a rich culture, and it's part of the Black experience in America specifically. So that's the philosophy of lucid futurism in summary. So right now, here's my book, Lucid, and everything on this cover means something. There's symbolism behind everything. The lightning strike, that's awakening. It's a spiritual awakening. That's what that's symbolic of. And the main character, Evan Wheat, he's actually struck by lightning in the story. So, that adds a whole different dynamic to the story. The peregrine falcon, the fastest animal on the planet, and metaphorically and symbolically in ancient cultures, not just Egyptians, but also Native American cultures, the peregrine falcon is considered a messenger of the gods and a guardian. So there's an element of the peregrine falcon. You'll see he's holding a crystal. There are crystals here too, so that means it's not just one crystal. There are multiple crystals, but this is specifically a Lemurian quartz crystal. Although it's green, Lemurian quartz crystals are clear. However, they can adapt to anything, any color, and they give a vibration of healing, love, energy, among other things. And then the color green just symbolizes vibrancy and new beginnings and new life, growth. So he's basically rising up after being put down and actually kind of discarded, and he's rising up in spite of all of the negativity, and he's being reborn in the story. So I mentioned before that Lucid, it's an ode to hip hop. I really wanted to integrate hip hop into the story because, first of all, I grew up on hip hop, and I believe that hip hop is more than just the negativity that we see today. That's rap music or rap shit, basically. However, rap shit and hip hop are not the same. What we see today, what rap or what hip hop has become, I kind of look at it as crap. So you just add a C to that. It's not necessarily what rap was intended to be at the beginning. But Professor Griff coined the term, or he basically, and shout out to Professor Griff, but I'm not sure if he was the original person, but he's the first person I ever heard say this, that hip hop was an acronym, and it stood for Higher Infinite Power Healing Our People. And if you look at what hip hop was from its origin through the 80s, the golden era of hip hop, which is approximately like 86 to, let's say, 93, 94, it was healing our people. You have you had groups like X-Clan, obviously Public Enemy. You had individual rappers or groups like Poor Righteous Teachers, educating the masses through hip hop. You had Rakim. You had rappers like Ice Cube from NWA. When he went solo, he became conscious, and he's giving us knowledge, information, and uplifting the goal was to uplift our people, uplift black people. You have King Sun. For those of y'all who remember King Sun, 5% nation. Shout out to the nation of gods and earths. Just dropping knowledge, dropping science. The list goes on and on. Paris, the Black Panther of hip hop, you know, fighting the system, just kind of uplifting black folks and just letting us know that, yo, we are more than just niggas, you know? So that's why I wanted to incorporate hip hop, because I remember, I mean, we used to rap this back when I was a teenager, like a young teenager, 13, 14, and, you know, throughout high school and college and all that. And it was a beautiful thing. So I want to kind of revive that. Shout out to KRS-One, you know, who created the Temple of Hip Hop. But KRS-One, knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone, you know. So I just wanted to give an ode to that. And each chapter, as I mentioned, is a title of a rap song or a rap album. And this book is broken down into 3 parts, 3 acts, if you will, kind of like a play. Part 1 is the real world. Part 2 is called Solar City. That's a alternate reality or alternate universe. You can look at it as a parallel universe. I look at it more like a perpendicular universe, because it kind of runs, kind of intersects with the reality of the waking world. And then part 3 is the return. So they all have meaning. Just give you an idea. I'm just gonna read from the table of contents. Some of these rap songs or rap titles, and they all tie into the theme of the chapter. Children's Story, Family Ties, Fight the Power, Rebel Without a Pause, 808s and Heartbreak, It's Like That, Superstar Part 0, Black on Both Sides, Death Certificate, The Message, Straight Out the Jungle, Good Kid, Mad City, I Know You Got Soul, and so on and so on. I mean, it just goes on. I mean, I'm not going to read them all, but just give you guys an idea. So, you know, check me out, LUCIDfuturism.com. You can also shop for the merchandise. This is just my brand, Lucid Futurism, as I already explained, but you can also get merchandise with the book cover on it. Very vibrant, as you can see, you know, attracts a lot of attention when I wear it. You know, I'm wearing this today because I also, you know, want to let you guys know that, you know, Lucid Futurism is part of my brand. But when I wear this on my shirt or on my sweatshirt, people usually their eyes attract to it. And I've had several people of all races, of all age groups, ask me, what is that? Oh, okay. So it's a conversation piece too. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you guys check it out. I'm sure you guys will enjoy this, because I won't call it a quick read, but there are 75 chapters and they're more like scenes. So they're relatively short chapters, 2 to 5 pages on average. They keep the story flowing, keep the action moving forward. It's definitely not a boring read. It exists on many levels. Different people will get different things out of it, because like those layers of the onion, like the multiverse that I've talked about before. It's just many layers of this story. So yeah, thank you for your time. Have a good one.